Romeo Lavia is out for the rest of the season. This brother played for around 40 minutes for Chelsea Football Club this season, and now the season is already over. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ogs. If you want to help the channel, it's very simple. Subscribe, comment down below, share, like, and all the good stuff. It's gonna take you 1 second to do it to help the channel with YouTube algorithm. Much appreciated. Let's go back to our brother Romeo Lavia. I wanted to make it clear from the get-go that I'm not blaming him for getting injured. Injuries can happen to anybody. It's just like an accident. When you are driving on the road, you don't know if you're gonna have an accident or not. It's just a lottery. So I don't want to point fingers on him the way I see on social media now. People try to blame him for not being fit. The problem with Lavia is not one person. It's not only Pochettino training regime to blame. It's not only about bad doctors and physios. It's not about bring Eva Canero back so everything is going to be fixed. It's everything, my friends. Starting by the recruitment, starting by checking your medical history, your background. Everything need to come to consideration when you are going to buy a player. It's a big, big gamble. So Lavia is innocent in this situation. He didn't force Chelsea to go and buy him. Even if Chelsea didn't buy him, he was going to make a big move to Liverpool or another European giant. So, brother, get well soon. And I understand what you are going through at the moment. It's not an easy task to have such a long-term injury. Now, who are we going to blame, to be honest? Because everybody is pointing finger on people that they don't like. The doctors, Pochettino regime, the physio, the food, blah, blah. But it's combined. The players also need to take responsibilities, because when we signed this brother, he was already injured. Remember that. But people said he wasn't even that bad. He got injured in the national team before even coming to Chelsea Football Club. So if you're going to blame everything on the Chelsea medical team, think about it. Let me give you a few examples. Wesley Fofana had the worst injuries ever from Saint-Etienne to Leicester City, but Chelsea decided to pay the money, 75 million, and everybody was telling us how he is gonna be the next John Terry. I made more than 10 videos saying I don't want this brother at Chelsea Football Club. His medical record is terrible. Well, I was a hater. I wasn't a Chelsea fan because I don't accept or I don't agree with the popular opinion. When it comes to spending big money, Chelsea fans think that if we spend a lot of money on a player, he's gonna be Jesus and we're gonna win everything without using common sense and context behind things. I did the same for Christopher Nkunku. I put out there his medical record. Last season at Leipzig, he didn't even play much. 2022, he missed the World Cup. His injury record was horrible. A lot of surgeries. And when I made that video, I got more hate than love, because people think I have some kind of agendas because I have to support Cobham and I don't want to buy anybody from outside Cobham. Wrong. I want to buy players, but I want players that are fit and who can do the job, not the players that will spend most of the time in the hospital. Chelsea have the history of buying players that are injured. Fernando Torres from a lot of surgery, and the rest is history. Rudiger, we bought him when he was in the hospital struggling with a bad injury, and it took him month and month before even started for Chelsea Football Club. Aspilicueta, the same. But some of them healed pretty good, and they performed for Chelsea Football Club for so many years in a very, very good level. Danny Drinkwater, Ross Barkley, Ben Chilwell, and many other players came to Chelsea with injuries, and we had to wait several months before even they kicked the ball for Chelsea. I don't know what the strategy is, but the point I'm trying to make here is injuries are not only for the new regime, but even back then, back when Eva Canero used to be at Chelsea, we were having a lot of injuries, but because the end of the season, we finished top 4, we win a trophy, nobody is gonna care about the list of injuries. Now, everything is out there because the result on the pitch is horrible. We are struggling in the second part of the table, and everybody can see our flaws. But if you narrow your thinking and blame only the Boehly regime, think about Kalim Hassan-Odoi, think about Ruben Loftus-Cheek, think about Charlie Musonda, think about Baba Rahman, think about Van Hinkel, Kurt Zuma, the list goes on. Just to remind you that Chelsea always have the worst injuries ever for years. But we didn't notice it back then because we were part of short-term project. And when you win a trophy at the end of the season, nobody is going to remember all the injuries and struggles during the season. Do you really think that Chelsea needed another midfielder? You already spent 115 million on Moises Caicedo, 120 million on Enzo Fernandez. You have Gallagher, you have Charlie Webster, Leo Castadine, Lewis Hall, yes, he's a midfielder, Ugo Chuko, Santos, and the list can go on. We have almost 10 good midfielders in the team, in the academy, or in the loan army. Did we really need another midfielder, Romeo Lavia, no matter how good he could be in the future, because he's still a prospect? When we bought him, he was 19 years old. And you have 5, 6, 19 years old, 18 years old, waiting in the pipeline to be given an opportunity, but you prefer to spend 60 million on somebody that you really don't need. And back then, when I made videos about I don't have a good feeling about it, people call me anti-Chelsea, go support Arsenal. The bragging right is good, my friend. The banter is good. We always banter other teams. We smashed Liverpool in their faces. We took Lavia and Caicedo out of them. What they did, they went to get Endo, 18 million. And if you are honest enough, between Caicedo, Lavia, and even Enzo Fernandez, who is performing better? Endo from Liverpool. I've seen us Chelsea fans getting deluded just because we spent a lot of money. Spending a lot of money doesn't mean necessarily that you are getting a quality player. You can go in the championship, in League 1 or 2, and find a player who is better than the shiny names that you can pay 100 million on. N'Golo Kante, Ryan Mahrez, all of them came from the French second division. Less than 1 million transfer fee. Look at them and look at the career that they had. I can give you so many examples. Even Victor Gyökeres, the guy that Chelsea want to buy for 100 million. He was last season in the championship. He didn't have a big name, a shiny name. But if Chelsea did their homework properly, they were going to get that brother for less than 12 million. So I hope that this can help Chelsea new generation fans to start thinking outside the box and not jump to the bandwagon, copy-paste narrative and vibes on social media just because we are spending money. We spent 1 billion. What is our position on the table? 12th or 11th. At some point we were 14th. But look at other teams who didn't spend money. They are doing pretty much good. So in football, money is not always the solution. Finished this Jose Mourinho era where we used to buy whoever we wanted because it wasn't anything against the law. The financial fair play didn't exist back then. We could afford to buy anybody in the world that we wanted. If Tottenham want Willian, we go and hijack Willian. If Manchester United want John Obi Mikel, we don't hijack John Obi Mikel. We were buying players just to prevent our opponent to get them. We were pretty much the only club in the world that could do everything we wanted because we had a rich owner. Right now, even if you spend a lot of money, you have to be smart on the market because it might backfire. Right now, our bragging right, our feel-good factor is backfiring. Remember, it felt good when we signed Enzo, Caicedo, and Lavia. When we signed Nkunku, it was a feel-good factor. We didn't care about his injury record. We didn't care about how much we're gonna pay him. We just cared about getting him and getting other teams frustrated. But the most important is the pitch. Perform on the pitch and win us trophies. So I hope you learn something from this. Buying could turn to a nightmare like a Chelsea Football Club right now. I would prefer to have a kid from the academy who is fit and ready for the entire season than a shiny name from France or from South America who will stay in the hospital for the rest of the season. But because how much we hate the academy product, English players, we are ready to sacrifice anything. Even if we're gonna pay crazy amount of money on a useless player, if that means it's gonna block the way to Gallagher, Mason Mount, Callum Hudson-Odoi, Tammy Abraham, if it's gonna get them out of my club, I'm okay with that. Even if that guy is gonna spend the rest of the career in the hospital. It's everything else but Cobham.